All right, so good morning again. I was told that the video didn't show the second half of the slides, and what I had done is I had brought it up as a PDF and then scrolled down. So I just went back to making slides. So here we go. Just a quick review. Two lessons today, adding with the same sides first. All right, so we have positive plus positive and then negative plus negative. So the whole idea here is just finding the signs. So they're talking about the different colors, considering you're not going to see different colored circles. Again, the way that you could think of it is plus and minus. All right, so you would have all pluses here, then you would have all minuses. And so when we look at our next part of this lesson, if you look at the pluses and the minus, they cancel out. All right, so for the first part, just make sure that your sign is matching. All right, so you earn $2, you earn $6. Regular addition you've been doing since first and second grade. Here, lost $4, lost $2, which means you add the two amounts you lost, match the sign. All right, so pretty straightforward there. Now we're doing the addition with different signs. And so great setup that they show us here for our strategy. And we did this before in our enrichment lesson. All right, so if you have a problem, 1 plus -3, the first number is your starting point on your number line. And now the second number is going to tell you what to do. All right, so don't be confused with the plus. Just pretend that's not there. So you have 1 -3, okay, or 1 -3. So now you're going 3 to the left, and then you would end on -2. So let's look at a couple of those examples more specifically. So here we go. We have model 2 plus -5. So I'm just going to write it at the top so it's a little bit more clear. So don't be confused with the plus negative there. All right, so all it's telling you to do is you have two values, a +2 and a -5. So if you need to, cover this up and just look at it like this. We have a 2 and a -5. Start with your first value. We have a 2. All right, I have $2 in the bank, and now I need to pay somebody $5 because I'm losing it. It's going out of my account. All right, that's also known as a debit on my card. So what I need to do is move 5. We've talked about moving, right? We go 2 back to 0, which means I need to go 3 more. All right, so if we look at that again, distance from 0, we can see the 2 parts, all right, which add up to my 5, and so I can see where I'm going. The other way you can do that is this. I have 2 different numbers, right? I have a positive and a negative. I'm trying to find distance, so I always subtract the 2, and now I have 3. And now in order to find the sign, I need to match the sign of the greater absolute. So here is a positive number. This is a negative number. Look at my 2 values. Which one has the greatest absolute? 5 is greater than 2, right? So my sign has to be negative because I am losing more money than I have. So there we go, I match. So again, whenever I have a positive and a negative, I can always subtract the 2 numbers and match the greater absolute's sign. So many different ways to look at these. Here's another example. Let's look at this one. -6 plus 4. So I'm going to start on my starting point. -6 is here. And now what do? I am going up by 4. So now I'm moving 4 to the right, and I end on -2. The other way to look at it, different signs. Okay, what do we do in math when we have things that are different? We subtract. 6 minus 4, ignore the signs. 2. How do I know if it's positive or negative? I go back to the greater absolute. 6 is greater than 4, which means the sign in front of 6 needs to be in your answer. Okay, so that's what's shown there. 2 different ways to look at the same type of problem. And then you'll see our next example here, really good, to make us think. The sum of -6 plus 4 is negative. Is the sum of -6 plus 7 positive or negative? How do you know? It doesn't ask for the answer. It asks, is it going to be positive or negative? So take a look. I lost money. I earned money. Which one has the greater absolute, 7 or 6? 7, of course, is greater than 6. Look at the sign. The sign is positive, which means my answer has to be positive. A lot of you guys can do that in your head. If you can't, you have different signs. You subtract, match the greater absolute sign, which is 7. Plus 1 is the answer. All right, let's take a look at a couple more examples. 3 plus -3, starting point. All right, what am I doing now? I lost $3. I'm going to the side, all right, to the left by 3. These are opposites. Positive 3, negative 3. Cancel out. Answer is 0. Take a look here. Negative 9 plus 4. Is my answer positive or negative? It is negative. My absolute of 9 is greater than my absolute of 4. Negative sign is greater than the positive sign. Okay, so 9 minus 4 is 5. Match that greater absolute sign. It's negative. Can't see that? Use the number line. Starting number. What does it tell me to do? Jump by 4 to the right. It's getting bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4. I end on negative 5. 2 ways to get the same answer. Last example here, negative 5 plus 4. All right, which is my greater absolute? 5. Look at the sign. It's negative. Negative is going to be the sign of my answer. 2 different numbers, okay? 2 different signs. Subtract. 5 minus 4 is 1. Negative 1. All right, so you have a couple different ways to turn this in. Jamboard worksheet. Be careful. All right, the last time we've done this on Fridays, I had people, even though we said be very careful, we got to a problem like this and people were putting 4 plus 9, negative 13. Doesn't make sense. All right, so please be careful. Match the signs. Think it through. It should be an easy 20 out of 20 today if you are focused. Any questions? Let me know.